Creating videos, 6-month update. Hey everyone, it's Wolfgang. So it's been 6 months since I started posting videos on YouTube, and I wanted to tell you guys my experience so far. A lot of people are initially hesitant to post, videos of themselves. Some people will post audio clips only. They're concerned about posting videos. I'm going to completely dispel that concern, by explaining what has happened to me so far in the last 6 months. I didn't know what to expect, so I sort of released my content quietly. I'm still doing that. And the reason is I wasn't concerned about being in public. I was concerned about how polished the content would be. So family and friends and customers and acquaintances and all the vendors we've hired over the years, no one has noticed. Which is good, because I still feel I've got a lot to learn as far as creating video content. So I'm telling you this so that you don't have any fear of instant exposure. You shouldn't let that stop you. If you're new to creating content, I've been doing this 6 months almost daily, and there's been nothing negative whatsoever. No surprises. No one stopping me in the parking lot and interrupting when I'm in the middle of something because they saw a video. So this is probably a reasonable way to approach this. Is if you're not really sure, if you're concerned about how polished your content will be, and so you want to have time to work on it for a while, this worked out pretty well for me. It just made sense that, okay, I'm going to be available online to everyone, basically anyone who'd be interested. So I'm not sure what the content will be, and I would like getting feedback from people who see the videos and get suggestions. And I've incorporated suggestions into my approach, but I still have a ways to go here. But the point is, my experience so far has been positive. No surprises. It's been great. I'm still learning how to create content. So you shouldn't let the fear of instant exposure stop you. Okay, so the subscriber growth, I had no idea what to expect. You can read things, right? But every content creator will probably have a different experience. I had no idea what to expect. My original goal was to post frequently, like daily, 9 to 15 minute long videos, and I pretty much stuck to that with a couple of exceptions. It hasn't been every single day, but I wanted to get some laps in to figure this out, to try to make improvements. I have made subtle improvements along the way. I still have a ways to go, I think, and there's a lot more that I can do. So at 6 months into creating videos, I'm still figuring it out. Okay, so my equipment. I had a video that I posted. It was the second video. It was kind of a cheeky title. It was it was an ambitious title. It was the second video I made, How to Build an Audience. Pretty ambitious title, okay? But in that video, I described the equipment that I was starting with. And basically what I started with was using Windows Photo. That's an app that comes in with Windows, to clip off the few seconds at the start and the few seconds at the end of the MP4 videos my camera makes. When I create a video with my camera, there's a few seconds at the start that are unrelated to the content, so I clip those off, and at the end there's a few seconds that's unrelated to the content that I clip off. So for example, if you ever watch a TV newscast, you don't see the newscaster walking up and sitting behind their desk, and you don't see them getting up from their chair and leaving at the end of the broadcast. Usually the news will start and they're already at their desk, and when the news ends, they're still at their desk. So you clip off the end and the beginning, and I use Windows Photo to do that. It didn't cost anything. I use a Sony A7 II camera on a tripod. I haven't deviated from that. It's a great camera. It takes different video formats. In the beginning, I had to figure out how to make it record the videos in MP4 video format. I had to look into that because the default was kind of a funky Sony video format that was incompatible with where I thought I was going with editing. MP4 videos seem to be the standard, so I had to figure out how to make the camera record in MP4, and it was very simple. It was just go into the menu system and change the video format type. It was pretty straightforward. So the changes that I've made, based on feedback I've gotten in comments along the way, the microphone stand. Originally, I had a microphone that sort of blocked the board and blocked the ability to read what was on there. So this microphone stand is a combination of the base is from a microphone stand that I bought that had a stem that was about that tall. So the microphone was going to be like up here, and so I got rid of the tall stem and just bolted the microphone to the stand directly. I went to Home Depot and I got a bolt and some washers. On the underneath side, you can see that, so that because I didn't want the stand here way up high like it was, and I could not. It didn't have any adjustment, and so this has worked out pretty well. Let's see here. So I changed the microphone stand, and I started using Clipchamp, which is another Microsoft freebie. It comes with Windows, so that I could add the text that you're seeing on the left side of the video here. I started using Clipchamp to be able to add that to the videos, because I got feedback that, depending on the device that you're using to watch videos, and also your eyesight, because my eyesight's not that great either, it can help to have larger font displayed with the actual text from the video. So I started using Clipchamp to add that to the videos. So those are kind of the only two changes: microphone stand and Clipchamp. Everything else is still the same from that second video on my channel, How to Build an Audience, where I explained how I make videos. So I wanted to do it cheaply, because I wanted to be able to tell people, I fully intended to have these updates along the way, because I before I got into this, I noticed a lot of people were kind of fearful for some reason about making videos and posting videos online. And I thought, I wonder why that is. But basically when I started, I didn't want to go off and shout from the rooftops, hey, I'm creating video. I sort of kept it quiet in the beginning too, because I wanted to polish. I wanted to make sure the video polish was there. I wasn't sure how amateurish it would come off. So I sort of get that. But on the other hand, if you're making videos on YouTube and you sort of keep it to yourself initially, no one's going to find out. So unless you tell them, or unless you've got someone but I've got a huge network of friends, immediate family, extended family, people I work with, vendors, acquaintances. I've got a huge network, and I haven't told it. So I know it's possible that some of them have seen the videos, right? But they haven't provided any snide remarks. That being said, I still feel like I've got a lot to learn as far as polishing. One thing I mentioned in this video, how to build an audience, okay? So let's see here. Okay. Well, I thought I put it here. Okay. So it's not in my notes. Not in my notes. Strange. Okay. So in this video, just let me cover this briefly. I decided before starting, because like most of us, I consume videos on YouTube also. And so I decided from the beginning, I'm not going to have any pre-roll. That's a sequence of a video that's unrelated to the content. My thinking was, when someone clicks on your video, they want to see the content right away, because because they're 1 second away from watching another video. If your video claims to like the title of this is creating video 6 months update. If I had like a 1 or 2 minute pre-roll of me rowing a boat down a river, it's not related to what the promise of the title of the video was. So I decided no pre-roll. Also, music. I decided no music, because some people like rock music, some people don't. Some people like jazz, some people don't. Some people like rap music, some people don't. Some people like elevator music, some people don't, and so on. So music is a very, you could almost say polarizing element of videos, and I didn't want to incorporate music into videos into my content, because I thought, what if the music I like somebody else really can't stand? I like a lot of different kinds of music, but that being said, I chose to go without music. And let's see here. Also, the use of graphics and sound effects. They seemed extraneous. It was more distraction from the content. Like if you watch a video that has a lot of graphics and animation and sound effects, you're sitting there trying to take in the content from the person who's creating the content, and then all of a sudden you've got these distractions that take your attention away momentarily. And I thought, not sure what purpose that serves, except to provide employment for people who sell those services to people who create content. Like if you're a content creator and you get pitched by someone who wants to add a lot of professional attributes to your videos, they will sometimes want to include sound effects, animations, and all that stuff. And I just thought, I'd rather, personally, I'd rather get the content from the person providing the content without distractions. And the music is a distraction too. So far that's worked out. And one other thing I decided at the beginning, in addition to no pre-roll sequence, was to start the content from the very beginning. Just bust right into it, no delay. Introductions are extraneous. You can read the description for the video to find out what you need to find out about the content creator most of the time. So I jump right into the content from the first second of the video. That those decisions have turned out to be good because no one has complained in the comments, at least not so far. No one has said, I can't watch your videos because there's no animation, or there's no music, or there's no sound effects. No one has complained about those things not being present. So I'll take that as a sign that those early decisions were probably good. Okay, so future plans. So when I started this, the conventional wisdom was choose a topic and stick to that topic. And to me, that seemed kind of limiting. And because I wanted to create daily content, I thought, I'd rather stick with a variety and cover a variety of things that have some relation to to general areas like business and finance and real estate. So I try, basically, if you look at my videos, there's a lot of variety there. I did not stick to one thing. If I changed my approach and decided to stick to only one subject, I don't think it would be reasonable to come up with new content daily. I think it would be more like once a week. So that's an option for the future. Variety, or maybe one subject and less posting. That's a possible future direction. Not sure yet. But I'm not quite sure what the one subject would be because I have a lot of interests, like most of us, right? We have interests, business, finance, investing, and so on. Okay, so right now my workday is consuming the vast bulk of my time, and so I do have time to make videos, but it's not something that I can dive in and commit 8 hours a day, 2 or 3 days a week to creating content. I'm not there yet. I've got a work life that so I think I'm doing okay right now with the 9 to 15 minute videos with a variety of subjects. And at some point in the future, if my work life stops putting the same kind of demands on my time, I would like to put more effort into some things I've been thinking about, more polish. And I've had people along the way offer to help, and I've basically had to say, I'm just too busy. On some days I can barely manage to put one video out. So, and I want to be able to at least do that. So the workday is consuming. And so if that changes, then I'll have opportunities to collaborate with other content creators, work on branding and marketing. So that's kind of where I'm at after 6 months. I've done pretty well. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to create content and post it online. It's been great. I've done teaching in the past. I taught computer subjects at UC Santa Cruz for about 5 years. So this is kind of reminding me of that, except in that case, I was in the class for a much longer period of time. The subject matter was different. But this is sort of reminiscent of that, and so it's been a great time. It's been a great experience, and I just wanted to mention this stuff at the beginning so that if you have any concerns about posting videos, you will not become instantly famous. It takes a long time before people notice you, for most people. Unless you already have an established celebrity and you announce that you're creating a YouTube channel. If you're just a regular person like me, and you want to create videos, go for it, because you're not going to be interfered with. Your life will not change. So have at it. And if you have any questions about this, I'm 6 months in. I feel I'm doing pretty well. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have if you post in the comments. And I really want to thank everyone for watching. Have a great day.